Invasion Jordan. Israel assaults Jordan defense. As the Israeli army crossed into Jordan, the small Jordanian army attempted to hold back the tide. The 25th Jordanian Infantry Brigade was one of the many units trying to slow down the Israelis. And another one of these. I don't think Jordan probably has any chance at all here. M51s. Wave of tanks, couple of mortars, and AMX-13s as a flanking group. What are these? It's basically a gigantic cannon on tracks. That's what it is. I suppose it's technically treated as a tank, but it clearly doesn't have a, well, it might even have a turret. I'm not sure. It sort of looks like a turret. It's still basically just a gigantic gun with a shitty machine gun attached for some self-defense against infantry. It's not gonna tank any shots. It's a purely offensive weapon. They have fairly good grounds for defense. Three hills at least, and one of them is in our rough terrain. Rough terrain is very tough to try to spread out infantry. Oh, they have no chance in hell. We have a lot of planes too. Phantoms and Skyhawks. What is payway? It's some sort of a bomb, but it's a 1,000-pound payway. But what is the difference between a payway and a 1,000 pound bomb? Shrug. Right, mirages too, rocket pods. So we probably have a hugely overwhelming force here. I'm gonna start using it. I'm gonna basically assault as fast as I can this time. I don't see any particular reason why I shouldn't. As opposed to the previous mission where I sort of was holding back, constantly waiting for the enemy to pull a miracle out of their ass, and it never came. It was a pathetic defensive force that barely slowed us down. Very likely there's at least something on all these flags, especially on the rough terrain, with the major defenses being maybe on the south and west. We have a lot of Skyhawks, so a couple of those could be sent in here. I'm hoping someone will basically react to them. It'll give me an idea what to actually bomb here. Right, that'll leave us with 2 Mirages, 2 Skyhawks, and 2 Phantoms. Rockets, standard bombs, and the payway bombs. Right. Shermans. I would guess we can move fairly quickly initially. We also have infantry inside the tanks, so yeah, unless they have some kind of miracle, yeah, we've gone through this. There's not gonna be a miracle. Minefields are probably the worst we can expect. Yeah, the tanks are filled with infantry. The infantry we see here is just the excess that feed into the tanks. We'll have to go through the bridge though. We don't have to, but it's probably the safest bet. Also, probably the most mined path. I don't really care. We have engineers. Yeah, we have sappers. Do we actually have... Why do we have sappers here, though? You'd think the minefield is somewhere here, then. Are these sappers, too? Yeah, this is no good. Some of you people are going to have to make a switch. I need engineers on the front line. Yeah, we're pulling you guys up. Rifle squad can walk to the targets. So we could... Mr. F2 can function as a canary here. There's 3 squads of AMXs here. Have an effective range of about 30. I don't think we should be too quick to maneuver with these, because they cannot take hits back. The Shermans are much better at that, so I want them to reveal the enemy. We're more or less just going to... Oh, we have infantry in sight too. So I think we're waiting to see what happens. This is not gonna last long, but I want the initial hit to be done by something else. I mean, we're in a fairly good range at a couple of targets already. Our aircraft should be landing soon. Right. Command unit cannot be the one that moves in first. Getting awfully close and seeing nothing. We know from experience that they can remain unnoticed for a very, very long time, even when we're clearly within their firing range. And then they'll strike and you're screwed. Range works for our benefit, not theirs, so they have an incentive to letting us come closer. What we need is a couple of sapper squads to just move with the rest of the tanks. I didn't exactly bomb those areas, but useful information still. What are these? Centurion 3, is it a British tank? I think these are fairly good based on the armor values and the 20-pounder gun. Cost of 40. What does that compare to our tanks? They're more expensive. I'd like to see if someone can actually spot them. Definitely not you. There might be a angle where someone spots them. It's important because if we can do it. Where exactly do we see? Yeah, the smoke now prevents us from seeing them. I'm not sure what we should try, but there's so many targets there that we can certainly send multiple aircraft to try to deal with them. What else? I'm inclined to keep the rest of the aircraft. They might do a sortie somewhere else. This one has dropped the bombs already, but it still has a couple of cannons and it can still spot targets, so we'll leave 4 aircraft to keep in reserve. Okay. I think we should send something up. Doesn't have to be too much. Just someone with an infantry squad inside. Go full in, drop the squad. I need spotting capability basically. We could go for this hill. Probably shoot these guys. See one of the tanks. Yes. Chances of hit are probably pretty bad. 38 hexes. Still, this at least has something. They are not inferior to us. I think they're at least comparable, if not better, on the tank side. Not sure how their numbers match though. They can probably start detecting us too. Right, the house and the smoke is giving them a little bit cover. I think we should be fairly careful in where we stick our nose at this point though. It's just gonna get into a fight quickly. We're spreading out a little bit. I'm gonna try to get some of the sappers here too. There's gonna be a minefield somewhere. Where that happens to be, that's a different matter. We can see something. The mortar. Someone needs to get out, and whoever gets out is probably gonna die. But, oh, of course it's a command unit, thanks. How about someone else? H3. Yeah, they're very close. The infantry has no chance to survive. Just a matter of how many enemy squads it reveals. Right. So this is a little bit more mortar power than I thought. And we didn't see anyone here, which is quite surprising actually. Suspicious even. I mean, there's definitely something in the houses, or at least there was, so I'm sort of skeptical about the fact that we haven't heard anything. Strain to be our machine gun. 20 easily. Yeah, we don't have a lot of high explosive rounds though. So there's not a huge amount of shots we can do against the infantry. We need actual infantry to do that job. Well, at least they're pinned. The other reactions? Right, more people need to go in. Kill something. It seems like we'll have to commit with a lot of forces here, otherwise we can't get the job done. The hill here is gonna protect us against enemy tanks, assuming they don't have hidden tanks nearby. There we go. Sort of a waste of shots to use these guys like this, but I can't see any tanks at the moment, so we might as well. It's a bit of a risk, but can't be helped. Our infantry is going to be slaughtered unless we take these risks. Still, we have a couple of guys here who are sort of watching our back. I don't want the wild pirate centurions. They're very far away. Armor isn't that great on the sides though, so we would likely destroy them, but uh, I don't know. At the same time, why the fuck are we staying here if we can't really provide good support for anyone anyway? We'll get closer. Okay, nothing here yet. Which I do not believe. I refuse to believe it. Still, we have 16 turns time, so it's not like we have to make moves immediately. There we go. 17 pounder anti-tank gun. They'll defend it when I start firing. No? Well, they probably should have defended it. Shot. Good shot. Mines. Well, we discovered the minefield location. You have sappers, so do not die. Might well use the infantry at least to do a little bit of early suppression, if nothing else. It's a command unit though. Okay, that's done. I don't want to bring up the sapper squads yet. There's like 4 of them and we haven't seen any kind of anti-infantry action from them. So that's coming, without a doubt. Still, the anti-tank guns have to be silenced. I need a routed situation with both of them. Right. Also, since we do have the time, we might as well get the sappers here to deal with the mines. Yeah, I think it's time to dump more infantry into the fray. There's gonna be some kind of a counter action. I really need some of the anti-tank guns just laid out of the fight right now. They're close enough that they're effective. Also need a sapper squad. I'll wait with the separate squads one extra turn because of the inevitable counter-attack will probably kill a lot of infantry, and I don't want the separate squads to be included. And we have the time. No urgency as far as that is concerned. Hopefully the aircraft will deal with the Centurions to some extent. They've already immobilized quite a few, so actually one. Quite a few is a bit of an overstatement. They'll do something to them. Make their living a little bit miserable at least. I also get a good idea what those bombs might do. Don't really understand them now. They're all immobilized now. Hey, whoa! It's some gigantic rocket or missile. Well, yeah, there's my kill. We're gonna be stuck here a couple of turns, getting rid of the minefield, or opening up a path through it and killing the infantry. But there's no tanks really harassing us here, so we can afford it. And we know that those tanks we currently see, they're not moving anywhere, so their crews will either abandon them or just sit there until we are ready to go and kill them. Either way, we can more or less ignore them for now. Destroyed, abandoned, immobilized, right? Crew or sprint there. Not too bad. But this cannot be all the tanks they have. We have still quite a few bombardments available. Not sure where we should focus. Maybe here. We could keep the crew from getting back to the abandoned tank. Alternatively, fire at the mortars. And we can still use this aircraft we've had. They're unlikely to be all that useful against any target. Right, we need the rockets for them to be really useful. But I think we still should send them out. Basically to just harass the enemy, if nothing else. They might reveal something useful. We still have 2 payways with the Phantom. This is pretty much impossible to shoot at. At the same time, I'm not sure why we shouldn't send it though. I mean, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. At least we'll harass them a little bit. Right. I'm expecting no tanks or any enemy armor on this first turn, so I'll be quite liberal in shooting these guys. We only need a single hex pretty much cleared from our mines. We don't need anything else. Everything else is nice, but not really necessary. Actually wish this crew would just get the fuck out. I mean, it's one thing to stay with the tank when it's still somewhat operational, but this is gone, so the crew has no use on this battlefield. It should just get the fuck out. More or less it's just gonna be shot there for no particular reason. These guys decided to stay in a burning building, which is, it doesn't work. I've tried that before in my own infantry. You can get the group to function, but it's like rolling a dice if you can, and quite often, if you basically fail your rallying attempts, let's say a couple of turns in a row, you can be in a situation where you can't recover it anymore because of the fire keeps adding to the already existing levels of suppression. So it's very hard to come back from to the point where the unit can move out of the fire burning building. It can usually get to a situation where it's pinned and might be able to fire, but can't get rid of the fire hex anymore. Burning building that collapsed and it's still only retreating. That's a good infantry squad. At the same time, if we get it, yeah, it's dead. But still, it died before it went into routed. Not sure if that's actually a good thing, but it's a testament to their good morale. Oh, you have sappers inside you. That looks awfully like a bunker. It's just a massive amount of light weapons. It's a bit heavier than what we've usually seen. It's a concrete bunker. Technically an earthen bunker according to this, but looks like a concrete bunker. Ready for action. Because the only thing we can see is the escaping crew. We have a fairly good squads too, infantry squads. Right, this is more or less a repeat of the previous mission. I have to say the enemies is better here, because there's the quality difference isn't there like it was in the previous mission. That said, they don't have the numbers to effectively defend either. Suppress more infantry or what? It looks like there is an ore in this situation. We just need to get some infantry to try to clear the mine. I'm not sure if these have the ability to clear minefields. I have no idea. If not, we'll just have to go around or get sappers down here as quickly as possible. I'm not driving these through a minefield. We'll dump the infantry after we've suppressed the hostile infantry. See if they can contribute anything useful here. Not sure I want the infantry firing at all. Their goal is to try to see if they can do something about the mines. If I use up all my actions on shooting escaping infantry, I don't think I'll be disarming anything. These guys are way too good of a condition. We'll be seeing them again. Also running low on high explosive cannon rounds. So that's more or less it. Any extra sappers somewhere? Is a separate squad as a passenger? No, they're all out. Fair enough. See what happens. Shouldn't be happening all that much. Yeah, we destroyed a mortar, sort of. Sappers do get rid of mines, no problem. Rifle squad, not so much. Yeah, this is another very disappointing mission. They just don't have anything to throw our way. Not anything important enough for me to give a crap about. Yeah, we're not getting through here. Or if we are, it might be, we might have to just run into the minefield. Do you really want to do anything with sapper squads? I think, oh shit. We want the sappers to clear this path, not just wander around aimlessly. There was a machine gun, ooh, all the way up there. Right, since we do actually have to use sappers, we'll try to get these 3 hexes cleared. Just get everyone into position to try to push through as quickly as possible once we punch that hole there. What exactly can we see? Some fleeing infantry. Not sure why I should care. I think we're going to hold back a little bit. No. I'm gonna go into the tanks. The thing about this is that we don't actually need all that many infantry squads after we've cleared a hole in the minefield. So it doesn't matter after that what the infantry unit inside the tank happens to be. In fact, rifle squad for the most part is probably superior anyway. Currently we're here just holding the infantry here more or less in case they want to do some attacking on us, so not the actually useful units won't suffer that badly. More sappers. It's a little bit of a delay on our assault, but at the same time we're at turn 6 and the length is 16. We can easily take things maybe now 3-4 turns after we get through the main defense line. So I don't give two shits about what's gonna happen afterwards. I don't think they have the means to really stop us. With this group we're mostly just waiting, I guess. Alternatively, pack your infantry and just go up here too. It'll probably be faster for us. Maybe leave something here to get rid of the enemy infantry or walk in, see if there are mines here. There's an anti-tank gun. Well, that's at least something. And it looks like the minefield might go up here, but it also looks like there's nothing actually there. I'm gonna shove more infantry through that hole. See if there's any kind of a accidental detonation. It's a slightly risky thing, but it's not that risky, and we're gonna have to wait a long time if we wait outside help to pull us through here, so I think it's better to just take the risk. Well tipped. So no immediate threat to our vehicles. Well, no one's died so far. I'll take this as a confirmation that it's at least somewhat safe to pass through. Yay! This is a nice situation for us. Yeah, we need to kill the stragglers. Oh, it's not a straggler squad. Fresh troops shooting at us. Still, very good situation here. Yeah, they have a... Okay, the abandoned tank again. Even if they get back to it, there's a smoke screen in front and in back, so it's easy to basically overwhelm that tank. It can't see shit either, but can't act as a turret. Maybe to the southern section, yeah, nowhere else. It's gonna take some time for the sappers to get through this. There's quite a lot of mines. I also think we are better off by stacking the sapper squads. There's like 13 mines left there, I think, and we are getting rid of maybe 3 each turn per squad. So yeah, gonna take a lot of time unless we speed things up somehow. More sappers. Their entire purpose of being in this army is to punch a hole through there. I might be able to go around it. Who the hell knows? There's no telling how long the north is gonna go. But it's going by the road is still much faster usually. Okay, still, this is no good. We need to destroy 3 squads. The routed guys are not really coming back, so I don't know. I don't think we have to really worry about them. Suppress the infantry with the vehicles, try to do extra damage with the actual infantry units. With any luck, there's also bunkers here pointing at us right now. Just can't see them. We really need to stick most of the infantry inside the vehicles when there's not an immediate need for them. Right, they're suppressed enough that they're not an immediate problem for us. Okay. Actually, just... Okay, I'm too heavy to go inside any of the vehicles. You're gonna be our human spotting unit then. I'm gonna try to shove everything else into the vehicles. Oops. How the fuck is that even possible? I mean, they were inside these vehicles to begin with, but now they can't go in there. Well, it is what it is, and I can't do much about it. I think we're fairly safe. There might be a little bit of return fire here and there. This. Doesn't really be any kind of fire toward us, not really. Yeah, who the hell can see that infantry in it? Getting it is fairly important because I'm pretty sure it can see our sappers. We're not in a good position as far as artillery concentrations are concerned. I'm seeing mostly mortars, so I'm sort of confident that tanks can at least take it, and hopefully the sappers won't be totally obliterated by them. Right, this guy is pinned, which is not acceptable. I need an actual retreat at least. Probably. Good enough. We have a path through the mines. And not much else really happened. Okay. I'm thinking we want to mostly leave the sappers doing their work. Interesting seeing what they're going to do. Because now's the time for them to do something. They're losing their all important flag. Whatever they do, they cannot remain still doing nothing. I can only see crew, so nothing too interesting. I'm thinking of keeping a couple of tanks here. They're in a good firing position anyway, and not everyone has to go through the minefield to be able to do something useful. Might as well keep a rifle squad here too. Better spotters. This guy is more or less going to be pinned throughout the rest of the mission anyway. Sapper squad is in good position. Going to spread the sapper squads a little bit so they're tougher to take down. I think it might be worthwhile to just shove at least one sapper squad into a tank and go with the rest of the group. AMXs. We'll have to be a little bit careful here. That's a bunker. They can't destroy us. They can suppress us a little bit, but direct hit from the main gun will destroy the bunker. Right. Do we need to do anything else? Yeah, these guys are gonna turn around. There's almost no casualties onto these groups. At the same time, we're reaching the flag, so we might as well go into a defensive position instead of trying to hunt them down here. Hmm. What exactly do I want to do with these though? I sort of want these to be just within reach of being react to things. Don't have to do anything special at the moment. Target destroyed. Definitely more infantry squads here waiting for us. They want to start shooting on their own turn. I guess no. Not that's not it. Definitely in a position to punch through, so punch through. This regroup goes south. C's go north. These apparently go north too. Right. If they have some kind of tank surprise left for us, now's the time for them to use it. HQ. I need a command unit. Where am I bombarding things? Not doing anything anywhere. That's actually fine. I want infantry above this ridge to see if there's a lot of tanks there. If there is, I'm gonna drop every aircraft I have on top of them, and we'll continue from there with the tanks. If not, then this pretty much is over with this mission. Clearing paths through the mines, and there goes our sappers, but at the same time, they got one shot off and then they're silenced. Yeah, there's just nothing happening in this game anymore. This is a more or less a repeat of the previous one. This would be much more interesting to play on the other side. At least we got to experience the AMX-13s. They're very nice because you have to ask what you basically want with that tank. And for the most part, it's not there to shit. Yeah, not there to shit. It's not there to sit still and take shots, which the heavier armor allows to do. So it needs to have just some armor so the light weapons can take it down. A tank can be massive armor tank versus this can be taken out with a similar gun or a missile. They're not quite the equivalent, but I feel there's not such a demand to have main battle tanks in the same sense that you would have in the Steel Panthers one, a center tank group that does all the vehicle fighting. Here you have the option to go with the bigger tanks or try something that's lighter but has a hard-hitting offensive weapon that is more or less capable of taking down the bigger tanks too. You'll get most of the same benefits at a cheaper price. You just have to use it differently. Right, infantry first. Not passenger infantry though. Ooh, there we go. The HQ is trying to be cute. Disperse. Disperse. Valuable information. We see 9 hostiles. But mostly just units running away. Not all of them. There's a ready crew here waiting to do nothing. Couple of infantry squad ready for action. Yeah. Not exactly sure what we should even try to do. Go for the southern flags, I guess. Um, I sort of, with the sappers, I think I'm just more or less interested in widening the gap. We'll leave the M squad to do that, or M platoon, whatever. The N is gonna go and start doing what infantry should be doing. Right. And I can probably take these flags, but you should not be the one to take them. I'll position myself so that I can end things on the next turn. I'll not try to not use the AMXs. Because I'm sort of preparing that they might have to take down armored targets on the next turn. Possibly not, but I want to be ready for the possibility that they have to do it. So all infantry out. Yeah, they might be able to throw something our way. If they have something, I expect it to be something like a bunker or two at most at this point. Maybe another platoon of tanks somewhere, and an earthen bunker right there. You go for the flags. You don't have to move anywhere. No, we want to shoot it from the front. That's where it's easier to take down. We'll stay hidden still on this turn with the tanks, or stay behind the ridge. With any luck, there's nothing on the other side of the ridge, but who the hell knows. Right, we do have to take these though. We have enough infantry that we can do it. Oh shit, that's not good. Well, they got their chance. There's no way they can hold this. Okay. Well, that didn't last long. We might want to dump some extra infantry out now. We do actually want to spot things before we rush the tanks out. If we don't drop the infantry, we're never going to be able to spot the goddamn thing. Also, they did have mines and at multiple the lines here. So just going around the main defensive line would not have really been all that great of an idea. Still, someone actually does have to shoot that, otherwise the infantry squad is going to be boned. Yes, you're the boned squad. Okay, okay, we need to suppress it a little bit. It doesn't have to be too big, too large of an amount. I'm not sure we even need a casualty. Just... yeah, that's good. Hmm. Right, I need some infantry units to actually pop up, go over the ridge and see what we can see. Oh shit. Yeah, this didn't work out for us. Still, this is the only defense they had on the flags. We'll see what happens. I didn't. We didn't spot anything too interesting here, no. Next turn, or the one after that's gonna be the last one. Again, very disappointed with this. It's not. It's just. What exactly is there to play if you have such an overwhelming advantage over them? Yeah, I'm gonna lose a couple of infantry squads. Ooh. But if that's it, I'm not really losing anything of real value. I have dozens of squads still left. I have tanks that I don't need any. Even if I lose them by a dozen of them to ambushes, it's still not gonna make a difference. And that's a big problem. It should make a difference. Right, not sure what we can do. And a vehicle or two to suppress these, and that's more or less it. I'm gonna stay here and hold the center. There's not much here to see. Routed enemies running. That's basically it. While we are having an orderly retreat on the other hand. We'll need to take down the Centurion somehow. I mean, I can see somehow someone screwing things up so badly here that this vast amount of truth is necessary. But the problem is, you would still likely get a victory out of this, even though it might be a martial one. And that requires you to just screw things up massively. Right, get in. Going to take the flags. Men-wise, I think they could have easily turned our assault away. But that would actually mean that they would have to be able to initiate the fight with their infantry instead of getting wiped out before they get to fire a shot. Anything else? Mostly no. So this is gonna be pretty ugly for them. Routed, routed, routed. Okay. We have to take down that one though. I'm not sure how. Where it's gonna be point blank range fighting. No matter how I look at it, that's where it's gonna end up being. Got fired with something else. If I would have missed that shot, he would have returned fire. Infantry squad destroyed. Any useful targets we can see? Not really. Preparation for the assault here, I guess. I can't quite see it. There's no way in hell they can hold their ground. Can dump quite a lot of our rifleman action on top of the Centurion. There's no way it can react to all that many of them. Also can't really move because it's gonna be annihilated immediately. Right. We should initiate this with the vehicles. Only 2 infantry squads here, so he's out of the fight. He's out of the fight. Not really yet. Still pinned. Now retreat. Not much I can do. Still fairly time consuming to do it. Go for the mines. Keep going for the mines. Well, I sort of want to take AMXs here too. I don't know how good the Centurion's armor is really against so many tanks, but just to be sure. Yeah, okay. Next turn is the last one. I don't see how they could possibly hold back so many tanks and the troops at so close a range. Even if they, with every single shot, he scores a kill, which he won, it's still gonna end up with him being utterly annihilated. Ooh, that's a new one. Centurion roared. I'm assuming it's the Centurion we see and not some mystery Centurion, but we still didn't die. Not J2. We'd also go in with okay, J2 is a good one. We're gonna get annihilated, that doesn't matter. We need him to use up a shot. No. We even have anti-tank weapon. Who the hell cares? I don't like the immobilized indicator on these. I mean, it's useful information, but I don't see the moral information anymore. I mean, what the hell is the tank doing? Have I buttoned it up? Is it fairly well suppressed? What? Can I go there? Yeah, this has a decent chance of blowing the Centurion up. 84%. And you fail. However, the suppression effect of that is going to be massive. So, did it destroy? No, yeah. Crew routed. Crew destroyed. Well, wasn't that exciting. Is that it? Yeah, more or less it. I think I'll just go for the flags and see what the game says about that. They still had a bunker here. For the suppression fire. Oh crap. If we can go after the mortars. This flow more or less just farming kills. It's gonna make a difference for the mission. And it's not like the units are gonna get an experience for follow-up missions, since this isn't a campaign, so I'm not sure why I'm bothering. Alright. this fight is over. I'll destroy the mortars and end it there. Do you have anything in your back pocket to surprise me? The fact that their HQ was sacrificed to center makes me think no. They would have reacted if they had something, right? We lost a fighting vehicle to what? I think an anti-tank gun got us, and that's pretty much it. Marginal victory. I would say minor losses really, but who the hell cares? Matter of taste. We could have pumped up our score by slaughtering every unit we encountered, drove away. Don't really see the point. Yeah, I don't like these missions. They're too one-sided, and I'm not quite sure why. I mean, why they're built like that? Because they seem like the cost difference in actually what's happening there is not minor. It's massive, absolutely massive. We had mortars which were fairly ineffectual, but we had them. A lot of craft, which we really had no use for because there were no targets for them to assign them. Massive. I think what they had 3 tanks, and we had at least half a dozen platoons of tanks. So it just there's almost nothing that wrong in this mission that you could still lose it. Yeah, it would have been much more interesting to try to play on the Jordanian side and try to squeeze a marginal victory out of it. It would have been tough, but with smoke, you could have forced maybe their vehicles to drive into ambushes. But even then, I just don't see it, because there was no heavy weaponry at all, really. There were just a lot of infantry squads. Even the bunkers had light weapons. So I don't see how this could go any other way than just overwhelming victory for the Israelis. I don't like it. What are the rest? We're still in the 67 war, one mission. Israel advances, Egypt advances, so it's a meeting engagement, and looks like a tank engagement. And Egyptian T-54s, which I actually haven't encountered. Right, that could be even an interesting mission. Egyptians have T-30-54s, which are outgunned, so it's a come to the rescue of your outgunned tank platoons with more modern tanks. I have my suspicions though that your modern tanks are so overwhelmingly superior that it's going to be the same thing as with the invasion Jordan, but we'll see.